The Asian culture is a very diverse culture with magnificent artifacts, but also a very interesting, multifaceted viewpoint about life. And from the Art of War by Sun Tzu all the way through to modern Chinese proverbs, you have a very interesting philosophy that comes through from the Asian culture. And part of it is a inner beauty and a reliance on your inner depths, and to basically do unto others what one would expect to be done unto themselves from Buddha. And the Asian culture and our lack of embracing it and understanding it has really, I think, thwarted a globalization worldview of coming together that people really need to do. So I have, on my own, taken the initiative for myself to explore that culture. And I found, the more I've gotten into it, like I did with American Indian culture, is that there's magnificent artifacts, magnificent philosophies, and magnificent commonality that we need to explore so that we can embrace each other's cultures instead of turning off to each other's cultures. I think that it's very important that we open ourselves up to the positive that's in various cultures instead of being blinded by the negatives, which are very easy to see and find. And one, I think, when one does delving, whether it's African American, American Indian, or whether it's in the Chinese, Asian cultures, one finds magnificence of the human spirit. And I think that my art collection reflects that magnificence by some of these really old, wonderful ivory pieces, which now you can no longer acquire. But these are old, 150 to 200-year-old collections. The mammoth tusk I have is 20,000 years old with a 150-year-old Chinese engraving in it. These samurai warriors are magnificent, and they're approximately 150 years old. It's very unusual to get a collection of 10 such as I have, but you can see the detail in the ivory figures is peerless. That's a fabulous pagoda made entirely of ivory and colored with vegetable oils. It's all handmade, and it's got the detail that you see on the front all throughout the figure on the back as well. And it's just a magnificent, wonderful example of Chinese art. I find these rooms to be meditative, whether it's the American Indian room, which I certainly find to be meditative, but this Asian room likewise. But I find that there's a peacefulness to the philosophy of Buddha, and I think that there's a peacefulness of the room. And once again, even though there's samurai swords distributed throughout the room, it still imparts a real peaceful suggestion to go inside yourself. And I find that during trials or in preparation for trials, it's very helpful for me to answer my own voice. So I come into these rooms to find my own voice. And I'm the kind of person that listens and tries to solicit a lot of opinions from a lot of different people. And then I find my own answer by listening to my own inner voice. And I find that to be a very successful way to approach my trials.